Do you sometimes take the rising and the setting of the sun for granted? Psalm 19 will help you and inspire you, not only not to do that, but to be lost in the wonder of our everyday. I'm Nick Connolly, the pastor of the Matawan United Methodist Church in Aberdeen, New Jersey, welcoming you to Psalms at Midweek, as we take the Wednesday Psalms from the Bible through the seasons and look at them more deeply and share them more fully. Reminding you to put a like, and if at the end of this you really liked it, to maybe make a comment and then share it with a friend or with someone that you think would be helped. But let's begin with stillness. Let's begin with quiet. Let's clear a space in our soul so that the etching of the Holy Spirit upon that soul can take place, and that you and I can read what the Spirit, in the silence and in the inspirations that will come, maybe even the creative expressions that will come to enhance the living in the here and now. So relax. Take a nice deep breath. Let it out. Maybe close your eyes. Relax all the muscles in your body, particularly the muscles around the face, muscles around your waist, the muscles in your shoulder. Let them just sink into the here and now. Don't cringe up. Just let go. God's going to be with us for these minutes together. I offer every day a 1-minute fire starter on a passage from the Bible. Here's the fire starter for Psalm 19. It's entitled Cosmic Meditation. Have you ever noticed when you are worried or afraid that your eyes are downcast? As you begin to pray this psalm, lift up your gaze and see the whole expanse of the sky. Gently study the detail that you see. Cosmic space covers you. Be open to the presence of God in this massive meditation, allowing the movement of the verses of the psalm to take you high in awareness of God that is greater than your worries. With David, picture the sun as a bridegroom, rejoicing to come up and out to meet his bride. A theme from the Song of Songs that we're reading this year on Tuesdays during this Easter season. There's a shift in the meditation that comes in verse 7. Rest, and the closing verse enshrined in Jewish and Christian liturgies for centuries untold. Psalm 19. To the leader, a psalm of David. So the inspired writer, whether it's someone that copied down the oral tradition of David, however it got to be written down somewhere, it's probably in the 6th century, somewhere around there, that the person has felt this is a David style psalm that we're going to be praying. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours forth speech, and night to night declares knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words. Their voice is not heard, yet their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In the heavens, he has set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom from his wedding canopy, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the end of the heavens, and its circuit to the end of them, and nothing is hidden from its heat. So that's the cosmic meditation. The psalmist just admiring and looking at the beauty and richness of a day. Typical, yet not so typical, because he has become aware of what it's like for the gift of the sun, with that beautiful image of a happy bridegroom coming out, rising up to meet his bride. Beautiful image. In the second part of the psalm, beginning with verse 7, it shifts to the law of the Lord, the Torah. So we have two ways in which God is communicating God's self. The universe, the world, the birds, the green grass, the sun, the rain, everything that's going on are all gifts from God. That's the cosmic part. The stars, the evening star, Venus, which you can see in the latter part of the afternoon even, and then when it begins to get dark, you'll see in the west. You will see, just look up, you'll see a bright, shining star that's Venus. It's the evening star. As it goes around its orbit, maybe taking some more months, it will appear as the morning star, because that path of Venus is between us and the sun. So now we shift to expressions about the law of the Lord, somewhat similar to Psalm 119. Here's a little selection. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The decrees of the Lord are sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is clear, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The ordinances of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold. Sweeter also than honey, and drippings of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is your servant warned. In keeping them there is great reward. But who can detect one's own errors? Hide me, clear me from hidden faults. Keep back your servant also from the insolent. Do not let them have dominion over me. Then I shall be blameless and innocent of great transgression. And then finally, this final verse, which has been so familiarized in meditations and introductions to readings and sermons across denominational and even religious lines, Jewish and Christian. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, O Lord, my rock and my Redeemer. So there you have it, this beautiful meditation and contemplation of the mystery of the world, the universe, the mystery of God's communication to us through scriptures, and the scriptures and the artwork that flow from you. These meditations that I offer are meant to be like the beginning of something for you, so that we never take anything for granted. And even the gifts that God has given to us, we don't take them for granted, or we don't humble ourselves by, what can I, little old me, do? God never makes junk, we say. God has made you, and you have creative powers. I was struck by a recent news item that was entitled, "The End of the World as We Know It." It talks about what's called planetary engulfment. Because of these sophisticated telescopes that we have in various places around the world, they were able to see something of what happens when a sun like ours begins to die. It gets huge and it envelops the planets that are around it. So they have a picture of what happened 12,000 light years ago in this other solar system, in which a red sun just expands and engulfs all the planets, eats them up, as it were. Our sun is in the middle of its beginning and its end. So for 5 billion more years, our sun will be doing what it's been doing. And then we'll begin to envelop the solar system. The Earth will be gobbled up. That's 5 billion years from now. So we think of long times, decades, generations. They're just like a little pin drop in time in terms of these cosmological stretches of time. So when you're looking at the sun coming up every day, we'll be gone well before that 5 billion year end time. It's going to happen. But for all the days in between, and all that we hope to be able to recapture the Earth's and work with climate issues and all those kinds of things which we're damaging right now, and to put a stop to this idea of dominating the Earth. We misread maybe that line from Genesis in the beginning, where God put us in charge to be more stewards of it, not to take advantage of it as objects. Human beings are not looking at things and everything else as an object, human or otherwise. We're part of the story. And we need to respect the flow of that story in such a way that we never lose sight of honoring and thanking God for the gift of creation. My wife and I have just recently discovered something as we sit in our backyard and enjoy the sun and enjoy the day. There's an app called Merlin, which will be able to tell you what are the birds that you're hearing. So you just put this particular app up, turn on its recorder, and in a couple of seconds, you will get a message back saying, is it a northern cardinal? Is it a gray catbird? Is it a mockingbird? Is it a song of a sparrow? Is it a house wren? We'll tell you what it is. It's a wonderful way to increase the wonder and contemplation of the day and the birds that inhabit the day and sing their songs for us. C.S. Lewis, in his book Reflections on the Psalms, he considered that Psalm 19 is the greatest poem in the Psalter and one of the greatest lyrics in the world. I hope when you read and reread and read it again, this psalm, stopping when you notice that your spirit is being touched by a familiar phrase. Stop. Wonder at it. What can you add to it in your own words? Jot them down. Put them into your recorder on your phone so you don't forget. Whatever can do to enhance the wonder of not only this world, but the wonder of you wondering at it, appreciating it, rejoicing in it, sharing in it with all the people of your days. Thank you for joining with us on these Wednesday Psalms. I pray God's blessing upon you. I pray God's kindness and generosity will be experienced in the depths of your soul. I close with verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer.